Hello friends, today we will recap movie named Goosebumps which was released in year 2015. So without any further delay, let's get started. A own circle of relatives is visible at the start of the film, which has mom and son. They had been shifting to every other town, because that boy named Zach's mom changed into being transferred to the town. Zach changed into now no longer glad to return back right here, because he used to stay in New York before. Now they attain a brand new residence, and Zach is going out of doors to gather his bags. Then he encounters a neighbor female who changed into his age fellow. She may be very captivating and calls Zach to her. Then they each inform their identification to every other. That female's call is Hannah. They are speaking with every other. Then Hannah's father seems there, and he asks Zach, "Why have you ever visited at our residence? Never seem once more at my residence or round my daughter." Hearing it, Zach feels ill. When Zach is taking his bags out, coming to the residence, he reveals out the pictograph of his overdue father. Seeing that pictograph, Zach is grieved. Next day, it is visible that Zach results in his faculty alongside together along with his mom, where he meets a boy who says to him that Friday is a celebration day at faculty. You ought to visit, we can meet. Saying it, he leaves from right here. Zach encounters Hannah while he returns to his residence, who is announcing to him, "I make an apology for what my father stated to you." Zach replies, "It's okay." Hannah says, "Which you are new right here, so I take you to a specific area right here. You had by no means ever considered such an area before. You will experience loads there." Then they collectively flow to the amusement park. It have been deserted for lots years. Zach changed into feeling cushy with inside the organization of Hannah. They each communicate an excessive amount of then go back to the residence. Zach asks Hannah, "Will you go together with me to everywhere in this weekend?" Then Hannah tells, "I will let you know after deciding." Then Hannah's father comes there once more. He says to Zach, "I had forbidden you, so it's far your remaining hazard now. You will repent in case you do not stop." Zach leaves from there and begins off Evolve studying, going to his residence. Meantime, he starts off Evolve to listen a few sounds from Hannah's residence. As Hannah is weeping, Hannah's father is caution her. "You will now no longer step out of the residence now on." Hannah says, "I need to make new friends. I need to head out of doors." And her father starts off Evolve shouting, announcing, "No." And those voices had been getting loud. Zach feels as he's beating Hannah. He calls police there. As the police strategies there, then her father tells that Hannah isn't always at residence from the remaining 2 days. She has long gone to every other town in conjunction with her mom. Then Zach says, "I even have witnessed Hannah right here. I am right here after an assembly with her." Police officials step within inside the residence of Hannah, but they do not trap the sight of Hannah. Zach's mom pardons Hannah's mom, but Zach knew that he has hidden Hannah someplace within inside the residence. Zach does now no longer apprehend how have to he assist Hannah. He contacts the equal college pal who had provided him a party. Zach tells that pal while he arrives at his residence, that a person has imprisoned her daughter in our neighbor. He behaves strictly with her. "I known as you right here for this reason that you can also additionally assist me and that girl." They have been ready to avail the hazard to go to his residence. Then it's Miles determined that Hannah's father drives away, and that they'd an excellent hazard for them. They move with inside the residence of Hannah. But the sudden reality turned into this, they do not find Hannah anywhere. Then they pass to the cellar wherein Hannah's father had set a trap. They pop out of that vicinity. They observe a bookshelf, having many positioned books, which were written with the aid of using a unmarried writer. And those have been locked. Zach's pal tells him, this writer used to jot down simplest the horrible stories. And we do not know wherein he disappeared. Then Hannah processes there and that they each are badly scared. And that book drops down from the grip of his hand. That book's lock is damaged and its miles opened. That book turned into emitting light. Then a white gorilla seems from that book, which turned into the individual of the book. It assaults Zach's pal. But Zach secures him. Then that white gorilla comes out of that residence, destructive the whole thing as books. Another book had additionally unlocked. This white gorilla had a call on this book snowman. Now Zach, his pal and Hannah run to an ice rink which turned into a frosty vicinity. Hannah says, we must send Snowman lower back into the book. But Snowman drops down the book. 3 of them disguise at an area even as running. But Snowman additionally reaches there. Hannah's father comes from the bottom as it smiles almost to assault them. And he locks Snowman with inside the book even as establishing it. And then they force away, taking 3 of them. He turned into enrage. Zach turned into suspecting that Hannah's father is the writer of those books. Hannah's father says to Zach, accomplishing home, just neglect about what you witnessed. Then Zach requests, tell me, what the real count is. Then Hannah's father famous that I suffered an hypersensitive reaction in my childhood. I couldn't move outdoor for this reason. And the relaxation of the kids used to throw stone at my residence window. I used to jot down the books, maintaining myself at residence. I wrote a majority of these horrible stories, sitting with inside the loneliness. And what occurred now that the offered characters with inside the book start to enliven. So I even have locked them. Hannah's father tells him, it isn't out of threat to live right here now. So accumulate all books. We are going to any other vicinity to live. Then Hannah's father notices that any other book is likewise unlocked. And there is Dummy, seated close to it at the sofa. It changed into the individual of that book. Hannah's father attempts to resend that dummy into the book wittingly. But that slappy dummy is aware and burns all books. And it builds Navy inclusive of the small toys, which start to assault them. But Zach and his buddy burn the one's toys. Afterwards, the one's toys take their shape once more. They pop out of the house, rescuing themselves. Then they witness that Dummy had freed all monsters and creatures of the books from the books earlier than burning them, which are bringing a destruction all through the town. Observing it, they get involved an excessive amount of. They declare, we can need to look for that dummy at any cost. For this, Zach indicates to Hannah's father, write this tale once more which has as all individual go back to their books once more. And it's far the handiest manner to ship them again into that book. Then Hannah's father says, this is a great idea. But I even have hidden the typewriter in college via which I kind the books. They get of their automobile to force to the college. But a tremendous bugs stops their automobile at the manor. And it changed into additionally a form of individual in one of the books. It starts to wreck their automobile. At the identical time, they circulate to the close-by supermarket. But there has been additionally werewolf with inside the supermarket, which changed into ingesting the mendacity meat there. Then it movements in advance to assault them. Closing the door of that supermarket, they arrive outdoor. But werewolf had additionally come outdoor, breaking off the door. And it changed into intending them. Then Zach's aunt reaches there, who used to stay on this town earlier than. She hits her automobile with the werewolf. So it falls right into the rubbish cane. It is wounded. Zach says to his aunt, go to me mother. They skip via the graveyard with a purpose to visit college. Zach observes there that Hannah is glistening below the moonlight. Then all useless our bodies deliver to pop out from the graves, and useless our bodies try to assault them. Somehow, they arrive out of the gate of graveyard. Now they circulate to college. They begin looking the typewriter, achieving the college. Hannah's father tells Zach that I inform you today. Who is Hannah and why changed into she glistening with inside the moonlight? Actually, she is likewise my portrayed individual. I had left by myself an excessive amount of I concept to jot down a book, where I painting a individual just like the human being. And it could additionally appear actual earlier than the world. So I take Hannah out, unlocking that book. So it changed into the purpose I in no way used to head her outdoor and meet the people. So anybody won't realize approximately it. Even though Hannah does additionally now no longer realize approximately it. Otherwise, she can be saddened. Zach is aware that Hannah's father is a great-hearted man. Then Hannah tells them at the same time as coming there, that typewriter has been searched out. Hannah's father says, close all of the doorways of the faculty. So no monster can also additionally arrive here. I will kind book in loneliness. At that time, you can cross elsewhere on this faculty. Now 3 of them flow to a college party, which turned into being performed with inside the hall. Zach tells everyone, going there, take care yourselves. Because monsters had additionally approached there. Don't open the unmarried door in any other case additionally they input the faculty. But that large insect turned into already gift there. It is viable that it could have reached there at the same time as chasing them. It assaults a gift defend there. Zach says to all of them. The creator is typing a book with inside the equal faculty to resend the monsters into the book. So we need to care them so no monster may match to his room. So they start to set the matters earlier than the door. It is visible out of the faculty that dummy had additionally reached there. Opening all books, it brings all substantial characters out. And it burns the books. She had constructed her army, which turned into going to conflict towards human beings. On the alternative side, it is visible that Hannah's father is typing that book with inside the hall. Meantime, dummy seems there. Hannah's father attempts to prevent it. But that dummy injures his fingers. So he won't kind. Zach and Hannah attain there. They deliver him out at that region in which the alternative college students of faculty have been gathered. They had additionally lifted a typewriter with them. Hannah's father is disillusioned, wondering that, if no treatment might be discovered quickly, then those monsters will in no way return, and this world might be ruined. He says to them, Slappy dummy is after me and it'll chase me if I cross outside. And closing monsters will even do the equal at the same time as chasing it. As a result, this region might be free of the one's monsters. And we are able to plan that every one monsters collectively can be killed at a time. Then it smiles visible that dummy is outside. Then a faculty bus is shifting there which comes out of faculty. That dummy thinks that there are equal humans inside. Who is walking from the faculty. Then he leads all monsters to that bus. And all monsters come on that bus. They be aware at the same time as commencing the bus that there isn't always Hannah's father or all of us else. But there has been a foe man. And there has been additionally entice set in that bus. As a bomb might be blasted with the outlet of that door. And it occurs the equal. All monsters are ended with the explosion of the bomb. Now it's Miles observed that Zach, his buddy, Hannah and her father are using away in some other bus. They circulate to the amusement park, where Zach and Hannah had visited with inside the beginning. There Zach starts to kind the equal tale which became being advised with the aid of using Hannah's father. Because monsters have been nonetheless alive. They had stopped due to that bomb for a whilst. But they cannot come to quit without book tale. The dummy additionally arrives there which unlocked the final book. A very threatening monster seems from there. It became this sort of monster that can consume everyone, shifting beside it. Hannah's father says to Zach, write yourself the in addition tale. You appear brilliant. And he himself is going to forestall that monster. As Hannah's father is going earlier than that monster. Then it engulfs him. On the opposite side, Zach, his buddy and Hannah come at the scene. Who are finishing the book tale. But that dummy glimpses them. It says to all monsters, stop them, shifting in the direction of them. They are sitting at the amusement ride and its Miles fallen down due to the assault of a monster. Fortunately, they have been secure. And Zach has additionally typed the entire book tale. But the one's monsters have been unaware, wondering how everyone can write the book soon. But it became the brilliancy of Zach that he had written that book. Now the final component became to open that book. Then all monsters go back to the book. Hannah additionally movements to that book at the side of all monsters. Zach did now no longer need it. So he's burdened both he ought to open book or now no longer. And he additionally attempts to show to Hannah earlier than at that you're the imaginary individual of this book. And all monsters go back to that book, including Dummy, which became almost to kill Hannah's father. And it says, I will go back. And it's Miles located that Hannah additionally starts to transport into the book whilst shining. But Zach became dejected due to the fact he did now no longer want it that she may also go back to book. He tries to forestall her, however Hannah movements to that book like different monsters. Then it's Miles visible that Zach and Hannah's father are absolutely sad. Because that they'd affections for her. Now it's far witness that state of affairs of the metropolis had restores as in keeping with routine. But Zach used to remember Hannah until now. One day he encounters Hannah's father, going to the college. Who were employed as a professor there. They communicate about Hannah after the college time. Then Zach catches the sight of Hannah. Hannah's father says to him, look here. I even have written a brand new book. Through which Hannah got here again into this world. I knew which you had evolved affectionate emotions for Hannah and additionally Hannah. Hannah and Zach experience satisfaction, assembly every other. Hannah's father additionally feels satisfaction. Hannah's father is seen, operating at the typewriter. At that time, a person is typing itself at the typewriter. The announcement turned into, the Invisible Boy's Revenge. It turned into this sort of monster which turned into Unseen. And it turned into going to take revenge from them. Witnessing it, Hannah's father pores and skin bumps are raised. Nothing has come to the stability. The film additionally completes in this scene. Movie Goosebumps was released in year 2015. The movie is directed by Rob Letterman and written by Darren Lemke. The movie got a rating of 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb. The main cast of the movie are Jack Black, Dylan Minnette, Odeya Rush, Ryan Lee. Thanks for watching and please don't forget to subscribe our channel 99 Movie Recaps.